Credit cards, are they good or are they bad? Today, 5 stories that we filmed during one period of Days class. Stories that will give you insight on how people interact with credit cards in their daily lives. When's the only time you think you're ever going to use a credit card, Connor?
Never.
Why is that?
Because I'm gonna get mounds of debt and they're gonna come and take away my PS3.
But what about the online and how they usually need credit cards to be charged for everything?
I will use my shoe and throw it long distance with money in it, and it will land at their doorstep, and then they will take the money out of the shoe and they will spend it on things and give me my product.
Oh, so like PayPal.
No, like a shoe.
So in the summer of 2002, I actually got an internship up in San Francisco. And while I was up there, I had a couple of credit cards. And because it was my first time ever having one, I didn't really know what to do with the payments because I was up there and I couldn't send them from San Francisco. So I didn't pay them for 2 months. So what ended up happening is that when I came back, I had racked up quite a bit of debt. And instead of owing around $400, I ended up paying close to $1,800 because of late fees, because of overdraft fees, and because of other things. While I was up in San Francisco, I was actually using my credit card, so I ended up messing up my credit pretty bad. So what I did was pay it off and got rid of them, and I don't have one since then. And that's been since 2003.
So are you going to ever trust the credit card companies ever again? Are you going to get a new one sometime?
Yes, I want to get a new one, but I don't trust myself yet. I'm okay with the money that I'm making and what I come in, and I can live off of that. So I don't plan on getting a credit card until I feel like I really, really need one.
Well, I remember back when I used to be at a bank called Credit Union, or San Diego Credit Union, and I took all my money out of there because my dad tried to control my money. So I went to the U.S. Bank, Bank of America, and I basically got my own account on my own. I was 18 years old, and the guy basically gave me an account. But then he just started like fast talking me about this credit card. And he was like, you really need a credit card to get your credit up, and this is really good for you, and you know, you can pay it off real soon. And I was like, oh, okay. I was scared because I didn't have my parents with me, that nobody that advised me what to do. So I signed this paper basically saying, you know, I'll get my credit card, and after signing that paper, it was supposed to come in the mail, and I never got my credit card.
So do you think that guy that fast talked to you, it's one of their tricks to do to get you into a credit card, to get your number and stuff?
I believe it is a trick for a lot of, they do that to a lot of young kids like me, or a lot of young college kids that just got out of their parents' home, and like me, I just want to be independent on my own. So since I want to be independent, I don't want my parents to know anything that I did, and I think they use that as an advantage. They use that as an advantage, and when they use that as an advantage,
Okay.
So I believe they take that, they take an advantage of young people like myself, or anybody who's just like coming out of their home and they want to do stuff on their own. They take that advantage where nobody can be there to help you out.
Do you feel smarter from the experience, or do you think people need to have the experience to understand what credit cards are really about, or what?
I believe I learned from it, and I'm going to do a lot more investigation on what credit cards really are. So I believe if you are going to get a credit card, be educated on the situation before you do sign up for anything, because a lot of people, even grown people, mess up in credit, and you can get bad credit and debt. You don't want that.
Okay, so I was using an online grocery shopping about 10 years ago, and I had to use my credit card, and someone that worked at I think they worked for the online store, broke into my account and charged about $1,000 worth of groceries on my card. But that was back in the day before things were encrypted, and you know, it wasn't as secure back then as it is now. So it took about almost a year for them to credit my account because I had to file this big complaint, and it was gnarly.
So Isaiah, what do you know about credit cards?
I know that they can lead to bad things for people. I know you need a good credit score to buy a house.
Do you have a credit card right now?
No.
Are you in the future going to get one, like right when you go to college or whenever?
I might, but first I'm gonna see how it's supposed to be used, because I know that if you get in debt that you'll have to pay it off.
How did you get informed about this?
I watched this movie called Maxed Out for some extra credit in Dave's class, and a few people were in like horrible situations where they had to pay off their debt and they thought they paid it off, but it actually like multiplied by a pretty big number, and some of the people actually killed themselves.
How do you think people like you can get more informed about credit cards? Like, do you think they're evil, or do you think they'll actually help you? Or like, what is your opinion on them? Do you think they're evil, or they're good for you, or what's your opinion?
I think they're bad, but they can be helpful. I mean, you need one if you want to buy a house.
And with all you know about credit cards, with what we learned in Dave's class, do you think someday you'll get one? Why?
Because you need one
For what reasons?
for a house.
Pretty sure you need one. But if there were a way that I could get a house and everything I need without a credit card, then that would be my last option.
So you just keep it as cash for now?
Yeah, for now. Yeah, that's what's working.
Credit or debit? 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 Swipe it, credit or debit?